say your last name. Mia Ferrer?
Ferrer.
Oh, that sounds French.
It's Cuban. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. My bad.
That's close, cool. I guess.
Yeah, that's not even close. That was across the board.
I was trying to help you out.
That is cool. Cuban, huh? Well, you are Latin, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah. All right. So you want to start out? What was your background? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up here in North Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna be something exotic or someplace.
Nope. My dad's from Cuba. He came here. He came here to the U.S. when he was like 8 years old, and then I, fast forward. He met my mom in Florida, in Miami. He lived in Miami. Met my mom in Florida, and then she moved back here to Texas and went to UNT, and he like followed her. He like just stalked her here to Texas because he's just like got obsessed with her, and then they both went to UNT. They got stuck here, I guess. I was born in Denton. I just got stuck here.
Have you ever lived outside of Texas?
No, well, I guess if you consider my kind of backpacking around, just kind of.
So you did the Euro trip thing?
Around. Well, no, just like the West Coast.
How was that?
I left the country twice.
Passport, all right.
Like, I went to Mexico, hung out there for a minute, realized that's kind of dangerous what I was doing.
What was the time frame in Mexico? What was that?
Like a week, and I had no chill about it.
No, but I meant like the year, like, because I mean.
Oh, it was 2003, 2002, halfway through 2002.
I don't remember anything about Mexico at that time.
It was okay. You could actually walk over the border with your ID, your U.S. ID.
I don't remember. I think when did the cartel start kicking up there? Around 2015, 2016, maybe?
Probably.
Don't fact check me. I'm just.
I think it was like got pretty bad, but that's why you can't do that anymore.
Just that's what I was saying. Like, cause that's why I asked the time frame, because I know. The cartel. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, my dad worked whenever I was younger. He worked in Mexico City. He owned. He kind of co-owned a software company. So we spent several months in Mexico City. When we were like kids, my brother and I, and it was it's like dangerous there. Like every other 3 blocks, there's it's like really nice and ritzy, and then you get like a block or 2.
The barrio.
People living in boxes, and just stray dogs everywhere. It's like the saddest thing. I remember I was like 8 years old, and I had the very first experience of like deep compassion, like painful compassion, when I encountered this like boy like my age, and they were begging for money outside of this beautiful cathedral. My abuela was in town there visiting us, and we went in there, and it's this beautiful, like the windows are amazing, and I was just kind of running around there exploring this thing. And we come out, and I see this boy, and his mom was sitting like kind of against this wall over, that's 15 feet away. And he comes to me, and he's like asking for money. And my grandmother, she comes over to me, and she hands me like a handful of pesos, and like,
Juanita.
Yeah, she's like, give it to him. And I was like, just like dumbstruck, looking into this little boy's eyes. Like I thought like, this little boy could be me,
Like you had no idea of class structure and just different people of different circumstances at that time.
Right. I was like, I saw his circumstance, and I was like, we're the same, like he's my age, we are standing like eye to eye, same height, and like it just like struck me in this like heart level, and I was like, he's asking me for like something, and I can give it to him, and that was like, I'll never forget that. It burned into my mind.
Did that make you kind of like give your first taste of activism, like your activist spirit, like I want to help humanity and all that stuff?
Yeah. Oh my God. It was like such an experience. I wouldn't say like walking in that cathedral and I felt like I had the spiritual experience or whatever. I'm not in any way like Christian or Catholic. We were not raised Catholic at all. I wasn't even like
what, the Latina not raised Catholic? Oh my God.
No, I know, right? Like,
oh my God.
My dad's like, I'm gonna spare you that shit. I'm actually a Buddhist, but like nobody raised me anything. They're like, you know what? Go figure that shit out yourself. We're not gonna do that to you. I'm sure you have enough shame. There's enough shame out there. Get it, whatever. So I was like 15, and I was like, you know what? What's this Buddhism shit about? Like, I went and explored that. I swear meditation like saved my life.
So you've been practicing Buddhist since you were 15?
Yeah, I just started meditating because being 15 is really hard. I don't know.
Adolescence.
Had that experience when you were 15. It's so hard.
Well, like everybody has different experiences at 15. Like, what was particularly hard about your 15-year-old experience?
I had quite a bit of traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's everybody's trauma exists on like some sort of spectrum. So, trauma is trauma. There's not like
what made yours stand out where you sought to take out like meditation? Wow, I can't even talk.
Well, I had to do that too eventually. Medication, just like
Pill Nation, baby, right? Pill Nation.
Hey, you know what? Medication, I'm highly meditated. I'm
meditative,
meditative, right? Whatever, medicated, but it's the same. But I don't know. I just kind of like just all that shit going through your head and like invasive thoughts. It's like I need to like find a way to slow that shit down and just like in the present moment because nothing bad is happening to me right now.
You seem pretty like a laid back person from your persona right now that I'm getting from you. So I imagine maybe were you bullied when you were like a teenager or something like that? Because maybe people picked you out.
When I was a teenager, it didn't bug me anymore. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I don't care what you think. Like,
just being rebellious, I guess.
Well, it was kind of funny. Like, I really didn't. I was like, you know what? It's the worst. If the worst thing that is happening is like some teenagers don't like think I look like a lesbian or like don't like my armpit hair, I don't give a fuck. They've got.
You're rocking armpit hair, okay?
Yeah. I've never been an armpit shaver. I don't give a shit.
Well, I mean that's a lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean I don't think it's a lifestyle. I mean, damn, do you shave your armpits?
Yeah.
You shave your armpits.
I manscape.
Do you shave
full disclosure?
Your face, your armpit? You shave your legs too?
No, I haven't shaved my legs, but I don't have a lot of leg hair though.
That's so lucky.
But I mean, I'm not judging. I mean,
I shave my legs,
like hairy legs and armpits, and some now the new generation, they're growing goatees and sideburns and mustaches, and
I was working on my beard during this pandemic.
Yeah.
And I got one. It's like a Latina thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
Now
get a little.
I imagine it's got to be a little annoying because I'm pretty sure you get hit on by a lot of guys and you're like, sorry,
Yeah,
no
I'm
bueno.
like, no thanks. You know what I do? This is like the best like killer of a mood. I'll be like, I was just reading this book about like cannibalism, and I was like wondering, just which one of your best friends would you eat, and like what part of their body would you eat first? Because like you look like I would just like eat your face. Maybe probably like your arm first,
That
and then if
might
they go along with it,
that
no,
could
it's like
turn some guys on, just letting you know.
no, and then I would be like, have you ever eaten a person before? Like I get real creepy about it. Like just straight face. It has never not worked. I just
Okay.
make them real uncomfortable. They're making me uncomfortable. I don't give a shit.
Nah,
I don't do
no.
that like weird like giggle thing where they're like you're like
I would just say not interested, bro, or not wrong team.
I've done
No,
that before too. Well,
that's it.
hey, that shit doesn't work. If you're like, listen, I'm queer and I don't give a fuck about you.
Now
They're
see,
like, oh, let me try harder. You just haven't met the right guy. I'm
what
like,
now? What's difference between lesbian and queer?
mm, interesting. You would ask that.
I don't
I
know.
don't. So I'm not interested in cisgender men. So that means that I have dated trans men.
What is a cisgender man? What is that?
A man who's assigned gender at birth is male. So not a trans man. So you're born with a penis.
So a straight guy?
No, like a man that when you're born, they're like, this is a boy. But a trans man is a man that was assigned female at birth.
Yeah, I know what a trans a person or a man or woman is, but I was like, cis. What is like? I'm thinking like a
Cis means CIS. Okay, so it means like I think it's like same. It means like same. I don't know what the origin of that word is, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've always just said straight guy, straight girl.
Hey, like trans men can be straight.
Yeah,
they're men who date women.
Yeah, that's your preference.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what does it? I don't want to get convoluted. So, if I was a trans man and I dated women, I'm still considered straight, not lesbian, because I am a man.
Yeah, you're a man who's dating a woman.
Okay.
And you're a man, right? Aren't you a man who dates women? Are you a straight man?
Yeah, that's my handle.
Okay, so if you're a trans man who dates only women, then you're a straight man.
Okay.
Right?
Is that like a clear definition, or does it get mixed up? Because what if you're like pre-op or something, or what if you only? I mean, do you date just biological women, or do you date trans women? I mean, it can get really.
I think you would just have to ask like each individual, because like, as far as I know from like just the people that I know, that's the case for them, that they're like, I'm a straight man because I date only women, but it like varies based on the individual. Well, you know what I mean?
I have a question.
So far, that's what I know.
Because I like to deep dive. That's what this channel's about. Mm-hmm. Getting into the subcultures of things. So could I be considered straight if I only dated trans women?
No. I mean, no. You could be considered pansexual, or you could be considered straight. Wait,
Wait, what?
It depends on how you want to identify yourself.
But see, that sounds like, and
Wait,
I
are
want
you
to.
asking could you only be considered straight
Well, I'm
or
asking, would I be considered straight? Because I want to be respectful.
oh
Because
well
we, because
who are you asking if you
I'm
are
just saying in general, what would I be? Is it what I interpret, or is
yeah
it what society is the label? Because it's like if I, as a man, have sex with another man, I would, to me, that's society saying that's gay. But somebody's like, no, but then
what do
it
you
gets
say
kind
it
of
is?
tricky. I would think that was a homosexual man. That's what I would think. Or bi, which is still gay, but because you're bi, you like both sexes. But then it gets tricky for me because what if I am a quote unquote biological male, but then I don't want another biological male. I want a trans male.
Oh,
See, that's what I'm like. Is that am I
well,
still
I think
am I
some
straight?
people
Am I gay? Does that mean? I mean,
yeah, well,
you
I
know.
think it's kind of whatever you want to because like fuck what society says really. But I actually had this very question about my own self whenever I was like, you know what? I don't like when I was like, you know what? I identify as a lesbian. And then I actually was like, wow, I like trans men, but not cis men. I was like 30 and I was like, it smacked me all of a sudden. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I'm not bisexual. I don't want to do this thing with cis men. I don't know what's happening.
Well,
So I had this whole thing and I'm like, I'm not bisexual. That doesn't count that way. And so I go, I think I'm just going to call it queer and
okay.
that's totally legit and everybody accepts that.
So queer would be if I like trans men or women.
You
So that's
could say
queer.
queer, yeah,
Okay.
or some
So
people
what's
say
lantet? What's lantet? What you say you were last time? Latinx
I think
or
Latinx.
Latinx? What is that?
um I think Latinx is sort of like an equanimous equin equanimous. I have trouble with that word. It's like kind of a in the Latin culture, everything is like a gendered word,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Masculine or feminine word, yeah.
right, and it's kind of to identify people by like to say like this person is a Latin woman or Latin man. It's really kind of I don't know sexist. Like why don't we just all be people? To say like that person right there is uh, this gender. It's just sort of like, what the fuck? It doesn't matter that this is a man or a woman. Why can't we just be like, there's a Latin person? It's just a Latin person, just like the same as
Well,
that's a
you're
African
idealistic.
American. You
You're
know.
idealistic like me, but I
Mm-hmm.
think uh but we have way different views, as you know. But that's just not how the world works. I mean, it would be nice, but some things to me aren't practical. Like, I
It's
don't know.
taking hold. It really is. Like it's coming around, and people are really using it more.
Well, we're having a peaceful conversation, but we're on two different movements, I guess. I think you're in the LBGTQ. Is
Mm-hmm.
that how you say it? I'll say that or the alphabet community
Sure.
because I was like,
I
I
call it
always,
the alphabet community too.
yeah, I'm like, and I'm a part of,
LGBTQIA plus. I'm
yes, yeah,
like
I don't even know what that is, yeah, and I'm a part of the red pill community, so
red pill.
yeah.
Never heard of that.
Oh,
What's
you
that?
probably would not like me if you knew what that was.
Are you like a QAnon person or what is that?
No, QAnon, no.
Okay,
Red,
good. All right.
red pill is pretty much like men's rights,
Uh-huh.
men's issues, like the
Mm-hmm.
manosphere,
Mm-hmm.
where they talk about, issues that pertain to men, and our culture, and how we need to be more accountable and hold women accountable, and yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's
I
my
mean,
flag.
so like regular world, the
Mm-mm.
regular world
No, no, not the red
with
world.
where the men have the rights to do the
No,
things.
that's how it's
We've already
perceived.
had this. We've had
Yeah,
this
I
conversation
know
before.
you think we live in a patriarchy, and I'm like, no, we don't.
Do
But
we live in a matriarchy though? When when you say it's not a matriarchy.
well, let's just look at the media control. Let's just look at, how things are perceived. Because I mean, like, we could, like, your instance of a homeless person, right? You were a
Mm,
child, but if you look at the average homeless man, are they going to get sympathy like they would a woman or children? No,
mm,
like a woman's shelter. I mean, what is there, like one? I think one in the whole United States. I think maybe one's in Phoenix. Don't quote me on that. I have to look that up. But I think there's like one men's shelter in all of the United States. And let's not
there's
talk
one
about,
man's shelter,
yeah,
really?
yeah. They're literally just one. And there let's not even talk about, like, where is there a safe space for, like, single fathers, or just like men of domestic violence. I mean,
Mm,
yes, women get hit too, but I'm just saying that's what the red pill community is about, like, men's rights and their issues, because they get overlapped. I mean,
mm,
there's dozens of shows on mainstream media with women just clapping with toxic ideas and laughing that men get played or they get their genitals
mm,
chopped off or whatever. I could never go on a mainstream show and go,
mm,
yeah, I chopped this woman's bits up, and all the men, the predominantly men in the audience, are like clapping. We get canceled. It'd be
mm,
terrible. I mean, the
yeah.
only people allowed on TV are panderers, like, I don't know, Steve Harvey, where they, or Dr. Phil, where they just say what a lot of women like, and oh, and they clap, and it's like, so we have to be on YouTube and Reddit and all that good stuff to just talk about men's issues in a safe space, so we
Mm,
don't get canceled. Because, if you just
yeah.
speak how men speak in general, people like us talk about, that's how we speak. We call each other out on our bullshit. We don't sugarcoat it, like, hey man, you're such and such age, you need to get your shit together. Not, well, you spoke a little mean to him, and the tone, no, fuck tone. It's the truth.
Mm,
Get your shit together.
yeah.
We hold each other accountable. Women are different, they're more emotional, we get it. But like I said before, it's not about the tone, it's the message. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm an asshole, okay, but take the message away. You don't have to like me, but it's the message. And I
Yeah.
just wish more women would get on that subscription train and be like, okay, we should be held accountable more.
I think everyone should be held accountable. I think that men
Yes,
should hold each other accountable for
that's what we're
like
doing.
their behavior. I think
Hmm.
that I think that
Stop
we
sticking your
should.
dick in every place. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
You're responsible for that. I mean, like I said, there shouldn't be any accidental pregnancies anymore. Stop fucking all these
Yeah.
randoms. And if you know these
Yeah.
chicks are crazy, that's your fault if you got a fucked up baby mama because she
Yeah.
keyed your car and took your shit. Why'd you get her pregnant? What's wrong with you? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
And at the same
Yeah.
time, there are what, 30 plus different contraceptives for women before and after. Why are you getting accidentally pregnant? Because you want
Yeah.
this. You like, let me let this guy, let me let this
Why don't you
rando
get a
raw dog me.
vasectomy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, let him raw dog me. Oh, I'm pregnant. Oh well, no, that's not. Oh well, that's a fucking baby. That's
Yeah.
serious. It's not like fucking buying a car or a burger bag. I mean, that's serious. So that's what I said.
Yeah.
I think each camp should hold their gender accountable. And
Yeah.
we're on the red pill. We're doing that shit to us. It's like, bro, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
I think it really should be more socially acceptable for men to go and get vasectomies. They're reversible. And why is that not a thing that men do? Just like the same way that women go, oh yeah, I'm on the pill, whatever. They Men are like, oh, I don't want to go get my stuff cut up. Women go and get their tubes tied. It's not reversible.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you want
But
to go
that's a
get your
choice, though.
tubes
I mean, I don't think
tied,
that's looked down upon. That's just a choice. But I mean,
yeah,
as you know, men control relationships and marriage, and women control sex. I can't have access to you unless you allow me to have sex with you, unless I force
mm,
myself, and that's not happening like all the time. It does happen,
uh,
but it's not happening all the time. So if you don't want to have sex, You have access to it. Now, if you want to get married and I don't want to, we control the marriage and relationships. Like, I don't want to date with you. I just want to have sex. That's what we control. So it's
Man,
like,
I don't relate because I'm always like, can we have sex now? And I'm like, oh, no, okay. Like, I feel like I take on that,
well, you
typical
being,
man.
I guess you're queer, right? Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
being queer, you I'm sure have masculine energy. So you're kind of like a female man. You probably act like
I
a
have
man, and you're probably the man and the dominant figure in your partnership, your relationship. You're probably
sometimes,
not the
yeah.
feminine one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not, even if I'm not usually the feminine one. Even if you look at my partner who looks more androgynous
Yeah.
or looks more masculine than me,
But I'm talking about persona
usually not.
energy, the energy you give me,
Yeah,
the persona you give me, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm not trying to get personal, but you're like, I know who's wearing the strap on in the family. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you
So
know, I
yeah.
try to like keep things equal.
Yeah.
Equal.
I just had a discussion with one of my coworkers.
Yeah.
She was saying women and men are equal. And I was like, no, we're not. And she might be a feminist like you, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But I'm like, we're not equal. We
Yeah.
compliment each other, but we're not equal. Yes, we're equal. I feel like you can feel the way you want, but biology and data would prove that we're not equal. Like I said, okay,
Maybe
name.
we're egalitarian. Maybe there's equal, maybe there's egalitarian. It means there's we have these sort of qualities here. Maybe men have these sort of qualities
You can have
here,
similar qualities because
and
we're more
they
alike. We're more alike
complement.
personality wise and aggression wise. You know,
Mm,
there's obviously more. If you take 100 people, uh, there's going to be more aggressive men out of that pool. Like if you take 100 men and 100 women, there's probably going to be like maybe 75 aggressive men and maybe 25 aggressive women. That's just we're more aggressive with testosterone, right? But I'm saying, like, I asked her name 3 things or a few things that women can do that men can't. And she just fired off. I just thought, hey, I can't have a child. That's just number one thing for me. I cannot give birth. I cannot do that. I can create life, but I cannot give birth, right? Then I asked, okay, so what can men do that women can't? And she just stood there for like literally 20, 30 seconds and was like, I said, well, that tells me right there you have a low opinion of men. You probably don't respect men and you think they're lesser than. She's like, no. I'm like, what? I said, okay, one thing about strength. And then she gave me this, what a lot of modern women do is she gave me anecdotal evidence trying to sidestep empirical data. Like, I said, women
I just
can't.
thought of like 3 things right off the top of my head in like
Yeah.
2.5
Well, it's just,
seconds.
I was like, okay, because she said, I said, okay, one thing they can't do is they can't do prolonged uh strength-based hardcore labor. And she goes, that's not true. I know two of my friends, they're a roofer. I'm like, that's not hardcore labor. That's roofing. I'm talking about a jackhammer. I'm talking about bricklaying. I'm talking about like, being like a lumberjack logging and stuff like
It's
that.
like the
Like,
upper body strength,
yes, I'm
lung
saying that.
capacity.
Yeah.
Like it's a testosterone offers
And
the lung capacity and upper body strength.
I was arguing against the point where I was like, listen, I know that people have argued about the pay gap. We've had discussions about that, but
Yeah.
like I explained that before, there is a pay gap. There is, but there's reasons behind it, and I explained that before. And like I said before, you know, if it was like that, the blue collar field, a lot of stuff like welding or whatever, pipe fitting, it pays very well. And if it was like that, women would crowd it, but a lot of them don't want to do it because women are interested in more. I mean, I'm in a woman-dominated industry in nursing. I'm interested. I'm particularly interested in people. That's like a woman type thing or whatever. You know, now women are interested in people, and men are interested in things. That's probably why they're more engineers or whatever. And like I said before, my friend that works in he's a pipe fitter. He's like, out of 80 guys, there's probably like maybe 2 or 3 females, and they hold their own, but I mean, it's not a lot. That's what I was trying to explain to my coworker, and she was like, no, it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. Exceptions don't make the rule. If a 40-year-old just goes off the street and goes, we're going to try for the NFL, he makes it, that doesn't mean every 40-year-old can do that. That's called an outlier. That's an exception to the rule. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean that's the rule. I tried to explain this to her and she was like, no, that's not true. I'm like, okay, we're
Mm,
equal.
yeah.
All right.
I think that women have a very important role in society. We have a good capacity for like a lot of things.
Well, you're the support system. You're
Yeah,
important. You're the support system, and
yeah,
we could not further the human race without women.
yeah.
Like
I
I
mean,
said this before, and people got like butthurt and they got offended. Like we men don't need women because we can
mm,
survive without you. We only need you guys to procreate. Without you, there would be no other generations, but we would live to our
mm,
old age because we could survive. We're
mhm,
built that way. We have more endurance and everything. We're built, you know what I'm saying, our hand strength, everything else.
mhm.
But people, when I said that, a lot of these modern women, they've been force fed this. I'm a woman, hear me roar, and that's great. But they're like, I'm
Yeah,
invincible. I'm like a man. Like, no, you're not. You can be fantastic. And there's a small minority group that can handle their own versus men, and some more than men. But that's not the norm. That's not
yeah.
the norm. Which I know, like I said before, I keep it real here, and that's why you don't see, what was it, trans men destroying sports, but you see trans women destroying sports. And
I
I'm like,
mean,
I get the eye. I'm like, listen, I'm being respectful. And I say that trans women should compete against other trans women. If I was a woman, I would be fucking pissed. Like, you motherfucker. Like, I got the new weight working lift.
I
I'm the new
think
biking
so.
thing. Like, come on, son.
This argument about the transgender sports situation,
Yeah.
it's sort of like I have this whole like what's the alternative situation? Like people have this whole like, oh well, they shouldn't be in sports.
No,
Well,
no, no. That should be in sports.
yeah, well, so your stance on it is that we should be allowing the trans women in women's sports, trans men and male sports.
No, that's not my stance.
Okay, so
my
go
my
ahead.
my stance is that trans athletes should compete against other trans athletes.
So we
they should be definitely be in sports. But if I'm a
there's
trans
like
female, I should compete against another trans female. There's more than one, so I should let me compete against another trans female, and we'll see who's the best because it's just not fair. If you can look, I'll be PC, and I'll the olive branch and say, okay, fine, a trans woman is a woman. Not a biological woman, but I'll say you're a woman. I'll be respectful. Fine, cool. But it's not effing fair that you have 30 years, you decide to transition when you're 30 years old, you got freaking dense bone density and all this testosterone and all this other stuff in your body. You have a freaking advantage over a woman, and you could fuck her up in sports. It is
what
dominating,
about
it's
these
demoralizing.
what about these teenagers who started doing like hormone blockers, taking hormone
Yeah,
blockers when they're
I'm
like
not a fan of that.
16?
I'm not a fan of
Well,
that.
yeah, I'm on the fence about it
Because they're
too.
children. They're children. They know what the fuck they want. Like, oh, I want to shave the side of my head and put earrings in my whatever. You look, I got piercings too. I'm not tripping, but I'm saying
Yeah.
you're experimenting. When you're 18 and you're under my roof, after that, you can do what the
Yeah, I
fuck
mean,
you do the fuck
yeah,
you want. You can do whatever you want
it's
because you're an
yeah,
adult.
my thing about that is too, yeah, it's like um there's a certain there's a certain like level where okay, like let's not let the kids have so much bodily autonomy that we just let them go bananas with their
It's
hormones.
it's
But
society. It's society.
if we're talking
There's no
about
boundaries.
mental health,
But there's no boundaries. You let
yeah,
kids do what the fuck they want. They're fucking kids. I've seen so many kids in these generations now tell them their parents, no, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. You're a child. You're in my
yeah,
kingdom. I'm your
yeah,
parent. I say what the fuck
yeah.
you do.
I mean,
That's the
I
point.
hear that
You're a
for sure.
child. You're
Yeah.
fucking 8. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh yeah, 8 years old. I don't know.
I'm just saying,
But
even if you're 12 or 14,
do you know
you're under
the
my house.
suicide rate of transgender kids? And at
I
that
bet it's
point,
high.
with the kids with that are transgender, they a hormone blocker might be akin to giving them like an antidepressant.
Yeah.
It is this this different. So as soon as puberty starts coming in, this it's not just like a body thing. They're like looking at
Yeah.
their body and going, "Oh my God, I have boobs now," or whatever, and that's not my sexual identity. It's like this puberty thing. This is my understanding of it. I'm not transgender, but my understanding of it is
What
this puberty thing comes
we
in,
got to talk about the other ones too.
hormones.
What
Yes.
about the kids who I forgot what they call, it's a word for it, but they do the transition with the hormones, and they regret it and they want to go back, but they can't. They're
Oh
fucked.
yeah, that's
I
when you
forgot
take.
I forgot the name of it was, but they're called something. Fuck, I forgot. But
I don't
yeah,
remember. I don't know
I've
which.
seen a video with that where it's like, I want my gender back, and they're like 14, and it's like,
Oh
I wish I
God,
could
yeah. I
I wish I
don't
could
think
slap the fuck out of the
it's.
parents. Like, you're a fucking idiot, and you're a terrible parent because they're a child. Just because
Yeah,
the child wants something, you do what's the best thing for the child. Look, you already know how I roll because we have
yeah.
opposite views. I'm a straight man.
I don't know if it's
Uh,
opposite, but I
no,
don't. I
no,
don't think we
no.
should
We have
give
opposite views.
children
No, I'm
the
saying we have opposite
hormones.
views,
Yeah,
but at the same time we can talk
yeah,
in a way where we're just like, you know what I'm saying. But if I had a
yeah.
child and if they were gay, I'd be like, oh man, I don't want that for my child. But if they're there, if
Uh,
they're gay, I'm gonna love them anyway
it's
because
hard.
they're my kid. So whatever, right?
Yeah,
But if they want to transition, I'm like, okay, you know what, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but I'm gonna support you. I'll dress you the way you want. You can act the way you want, whatever. But there's no fucking way you're getting fucking hormone replacement. When you're 18, you still feel the same way, then I will support you. But under my
mm-hmm.
roof, that's not gonna fucking happen. Because what happens
Yeah,
if I indulge your shit and then you go 4 years later, I don't want it. Well, and
mm-hmm.
you know how expensive that shit
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Fuck that. Get the
yeah.
fuck out of here with that
You know,
bullshit,
some
man. Nah.
insurance covers hormone replacement.
Yeah,
But
but
you
it's
know, they
just,
make you go through therapy to find out if this is really something that would benefit you and with your mental health. And
yeah, I just say the modern days is so
that's my
crazy that you have to go through
understanding.
therapy for that. It's like going, I want to saw my arms off and put and get gun arms. Let's go through
Well,
therapy,
I
get this
mean,
and
I
okay.
don't think
Like,
it's.
what? The fuck?
I wouldn't relate it
No.
to that. No,
Well, I'm just saying that's how it sounds to me. Like, it's utterly ridiculous. Like, what? No.
Yeah.
If you want to make that decision because you're an adult, fine. I
That
don't agree
thing
with
would
it,
be ridiculous of
but
sawing your
it's
arms
like,
off.
come
I
on,
don't think
son.
we should call it like we should relate it to that, but
It's like,
well, I mean, think about this. If your child has depression and anxiety and it's causing them to um really get into a dark place,
mhm.
suicidal and things like that, and it just goes on and on, to the point where it's troubling you, it's you're going to want to do something,
Yeah,
solve this
you know
somehow.
what's called for me on my side? Being a
I'm afraid to
fucking
ask.
parent.
Yeah,
Being a
well, you
fucking
do.
parent and
Yeah,
getting your kids, getting all up in their business and getting and seeing what the fuck's wrong with them and spending time with them and
yeah.
talking with them instead of going, well, let's just load you up with pills and I
No,
don't know.
yeah, we wouldn't
Fuck,
go
they're your
straight to
kids.
that.
You don't fucking know them. Fucking talk to
Yeah.
them. They
Oh
should be
no,
comfortable enough to
yeah,
talk to you. And
yeah.
we have a
Parents
society.
who do that would be the ones who get, if you when it's beyond you, you're not a mental health specialist. When it's beyond you, you
Yeah, I agree with
take,
that.
when you can't coach your child
But
far enough.
but my
Yeah,
child, my child wouldn't be lighting the ass pretty much. If I had kids, they wouldn't be lighting the ass. I will tell you this: I would do the best, but they wouldn't be lighting the ass. And I say this because a lot of people, they don't have stern shit anymore. They get deterred, like, oh no, someone said that I was unattractive, or they said this.
mm,
So the fuck what? Where's your self confidence? Did
mm.
that to me? It's like, the parents not, is it still self confidence in you? Did not still any kind of self worth? Were you to get torn down by a fucking stranger who doesn't know you?
Yeah,
That's what's take you out?
yeah. That's
Really?
if you have a
These generations are
yeah.
fucking, they're paper tigers is weak.
Oh,
Oh, you know what?
yeah,
You're weak. Oh, they said that, and they fucking vie for likes and all this bullshit on social media. That like, it's like a
yeah.
superficial. Like, I think you're a pretty woman, right? But even if
Thank
I
you.
don't even know you, I don't know you. It'd be like, I had a hard day. Oh, you're beautiful. What the fuck is that shit
Yeah, I don't
for?
need that shit. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's like, that doesn't do anything for
yeah,
me.
man.
Yeah,
That's
I came here whole, you know.
that's social media. That's what it is. It's a bunch of fake validations, and a lot of men, especially a lot of women, modern day women, they love that shit. They just love. They eat it up. It's
Yeah.
pathetic, and that's why the red pill community, we got to clean that shit up. You know what? If you want to be beta male or blue pill, that's fine, but we got to clean up all this
Blue
simp behavior. Blue pills.
Yeah.
Oh
Blue
my god.
pills.
Oh,
The
oh
beta male?
yeah.
Oh, like
Oh.
I
You don't know what
guess I
that
get
is.
it. It's the ones who are I don't know, not alpha males.
Yeah.
Are
Beta
we talking
males.
about
Beta males are
toxic men versus non-toxic men or what?
well, that's a different subject too. But beta males are, I would say they're kind of toxic to themselves because beta
Mm-hmm.
males are very submissive, and women love that stuff. They're
Mm-hmm.
they're uh, they're very low functioning. Uh, they don't stand up for themselves. They get ran over. They don't stand up for
Mm.
themselves. They're willing to
That sounds
accept.
sad.
Yeah, a lot of women love that stuff because they can control them and they can throw them away, and they'll be right there. They're like they're right there. Simps do that. Simps.
Oh, I
They
hate that word. It sounds
it,
it's such a
it's a thing.
derogatory
It
word. It's
is,
almost
and
like
we use it because we want to try to deter men from that shit. Because it's you do yourself a disservice. You as a man, you do yourself a disservice if you're a simp.
I just kind of
If you're a
feel
straight
like that's
female,
like
hold on. If you're a straight female, right, and you live in Dallas and I live in Waco. Now you know
yeah,
that's pretty far
okay.
away. And how much respect would you have for me if you were like, "Oh man, I'm really sad and I really could use some, I don't know, a fruit plate." And all of a sudden I'm like, "Okay, I'll get you one." And you're like,
Right.
"Okay." And I show up at your house with a fruit plate. What do you think? Wow, how fucking pathetic is this guy? He drove all this way to get me a fruit plate. I don't even like him. He knows I don't like him. That's
Mm,
what simps do. You understand? We're trying to stop men from doing that. Don't you? You're even laughing. I'm like, wow,
shit.
guys do that shit? Yes. Simps do that kind of shit. Or, hey, I cleaned up your house for you. I hope you enjoy your date. What the fuck? I paid your rent for you. I've never even touched your boob or kissed you or anything, but I hope that you maybe kind of like me. Simp. Simp. Yeah, they do that
Paid my
shit.
rent for me? I mean,
Yeah.
who's this guy? I'm just kidding.
See? Told you. Look at you. You even like this. You're like, damn,
Like...
I need a simp in my life. I'm telling you. Women love simps
No.
because they are there. They will, yes, yes, and it's bad because it deconstructs the what it is to be a man, and it
What
puts
does
all
that
these.
what does it mean? I don't the whole thing is like, why is there this box for any of that? You know? I
Well, if
mean,
you know that we live in a society where everything, I know, like I said, you idealistic like me, but I have to, I've accepted, and it's true that everything is labeled. Everything is in some sort of category. That's how we get things in order. If everything was just like willy-nilly, I could be like, you know what? I'm a dragon. Fuck you. You can't tell me I'm not. I'm a human. I'm a dragon. See what I'm saying? You have to have
yeah,
categories. You have to.
yeah,
Now I know we live in a society where everything's all free, and I'm this today, and it's kind of crazy. I know on your side you gotta at least admit, go, okay, sometimes it's a little crazy. Like you're trying to keep up with stuff. You're like, okay, now there's
yeah.
103 sexualities. All right, you kind of got to roll your eyes. You're like, okay, guys, you're
Sexuality,
doing too
yeah,
much. You're doing too much because it's crazy. Like they will
yeah.
cancel a trans person now. Okay, there's not enough new whatever sexuality is this week being represented, so this trans person step down. Like, come on, it's crazy. I just watch it, eat popcorn. Like, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen next?
What's that? Yeah, you know, I guess I don't understand the the people fitting in a box like this with the what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman.
Well, we're going by nature.
Because I have had obviously intimate relationships with women, and there's not a sort of, you know, that male female dichotomy or that butch femme dichotomy, which I don't buy into, but there's still
But
a
there's also
balance.
there's a king and queen system, even if you're a woman. So there's got to be a king and there's got to be a queen in the relationship.
I don't
And who
understand.
rules? Who rules? The king rules, right? And the
I
queen
don't
is the support
know.
system. The queen has power, but the queen does not usurp the king. See what I'm saying? It's like this.
I don't.
If I have a kingdom, right? And I'm the king, and my queen dies.
Is this like a chess metaphor or
No,
like a
no. This is
patriarchy metaphor?
No, this is a nature metaphor.
Okay.
About men, right? So my queen dies. Now I'm in charge of a kingdom. I rule over different lands and different territories or whatever, and I have courtesans and peasants alike and knights and all that good stuff, right? Now my queen is dead. I'm sad, but what should I do as a king?
I don't know. Find another queen.
No.
I don't.
You have to do your duty because you're the king. You don't have time. You don't have time to sit there and mourn and not do your duties because your queen died. It sucks, but as a man and as a king, you still have to take care of your business. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I feel like I was just thinking about Henry VIII.
No, you have to do your stuff because if you don't, your kingdom will fall. It's the same scenario as if I'm dating you and I'm up your ass all the time. I'm not going to work. I'm not taking care of my business.
First of all, I would just slap you and be like, get out of my ass.
But I'm
just saying, shit to do.
But I'm saying like that's unattractive because you're not doing your nature. You're supposed to be a protector and provider. I can't protect and provide if I'm obsessed and I'm being feminine and I'm under you and I'm admiring you all the time. I'm not taking care of my business. I'm not doing my purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being the best person I can be. And I'm not progressing in life because I'm just hung up on you. So if I was a king and you and the queen died, I have to be sad. I have to suck that up, swallow it down, and go, okay, I still have to rule the kingdom because there's duties to do. I have to make sure we have to do this and this and this, so things still running smoothly. That's what a king does, what a man does. But when they don't do that, you understand what I'm saying now? When they don't do that, and you're not doing your nature, you become like this submissive person. You don't handle your business. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're the head of the family. That's why you're the structure. You have a duty. You're the protector.
See how maybe there's like that dichotomy is a common one for people. I tend to like find myself in an interdependent rather than like a dichotomy with people.
But see, you're in a same-sex relationship, so and you have masculine energy, so I can imagine from your perspective that you probably want everything to be equal, but there's still a power dynamic. There's still somebody that's more dominant and that has more say and more power than somebody else. That's what I'm saying. A female in my life is going to be my support system. She's not above me. And she's not my equal, but she's my support system. She's there to help me. And I am there to provide for her and protect her. That's how we work together. I provide and protect her and give her a lifestyle. And she is my support system. She's on my program. I'm not on her program. That's not how it works.
Yeah. At the moment, like my partner is a trans man. And we have so I don't have this continual feminine energy all the time, sort of non-binary. It's not always this feminine thing. I have masculine energy too.
But here's the thing, though.
Very, just like on that spectrum of the. I feel like it exists on a spectrum.
But here's the thing. I used to believe that too, but as I got more knowledge, I realized that you are what you are. So it's not something you can turn on and turn off. If you are an a-hole and that's your personality, you can change it where you're not an a-hole over time, but it's not something you can turn on and off because that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a thief, you can't be like, oh, I'm not gonna steal. That's what you are. You're a thief. If you are masculine, you can't turn on, turn off. You're still there. You just lessen it, but it's still, you know what I'm saying now? It's still there. So it's not like I'm feminine, I can turn it on and off. No. I'm a shy, I can turn it on and off. No, you're shy. You can force yourself to talk, but you're still trembling inside. You're shy. So
I've never been accused of being shy or being a lady.
No, but I'm saying like that's not something you can turn on and off. So if you have a masculine energy, that's what your persona is. Now you can change over time, but it's not something you can, in my opinion, you can turn on and off. It's just who you are. You can dampen the field, like, oh, I can kind of suppress it a little bit, but it's still there. Your mannerisms, the way you speak, and because No, I mean, I'm not offended, and be you, but you don't come off like, very feminine, like, oh, hi, just like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. He's the same way. We're
Yeah.
both just kind of,
And
we're not
if that works for
both,
you, I mean, God bless, hey, do your
yeah,
thing.
I think yeah, that's a thing. I just wonder, I see people who have that like masculine feminine dichotomy, or like lesbians. I've met so many who have this like butch and femme dichotomy, and that's
I've been working with lesbians at
also
my
weird.
job, actually. I'm like, oh, there's Latina. She's pretty. Lesbian. I'm like, damn, like literally, like
Yeah.
4 or 5 lesbians, all
You
in
know
different couples, and they're pretty. But I'm
how
like, son of a bitch.
yeah, you know how many uh times I've been pursued by a very butch woman, and I'm just like, you don't want me,
Well,
I will like run, like
a lot of
it's not
masculine or masculine looking women, they like very feminine looking, because you look feminine,
right.
very feminine, pretty. So
Yeah.
they like that. They want to conquer that, because they're doing the masculine thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want to conquer that
Yeah.
shit.
Because they're
Yeah,
very masculine, and then they get to know me, and they're like, I don't like that.
yeah,
You mean you're like, you can fix your own car? And I'm like,
yeah,
yeah. And they're like, oh well, then you don't need me.
yeah.
Same like with a
Well, see, that's what
man,
they're emulating.
very masculine.
They're emulating masculine energy. They're emulating
Mm.
men traits, because what do
Yeah.
men want? We want to feel needed, because like,
You
this
want to
we're
be
around.
needed, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like, listen, and then women want to support. That's why they're nurturing. You guys are
Hmm.
nurturing. So that's like,
Yeah.
if I'm dating a girl and she doesn't need me, then what the hell am I around for? She can get a
Yeah.
toy. I mean,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
I need to provide and protect her. What,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and I to some degree, like, I'm in a nurturing field.
Yeah,
Same, you kind of are too, but it's also like, you also have to be, you in particular have to be like taking no shit. You know, I'm in a nurturing field. I'm a massage therapist, but there's also that like strong boundaries situation, and just like uh
are you talking about creep old clients?
well, there's that, and then just not taking on people's shit, like
Yeah,
emotional shit.
yeah.
And I studied to be a midwife for a time,
Oh,
and
wow. Now,
yeah,
how was
you
that?
have to. I was young, and I don't think I was in the space to
Does that
like
pay well?
handle. Yeah, well, it depends on what kind of position you take. If you're a nurse midwife, you it pays well, because everybody wants to work with you.
Hmm.
Um, and if you're a CPM, a certified professional midwife, which is what I was doing, that program, um, you would work with a nurse midwife, and you get paid less, but you can work in birth centers. You can do home births.
Because
You're also a doula.
my ex coworker,
Mm-hmm.
I said an ex coworker, my ex co-host
Mm-hmm.
of the podcast, his wife wanted to do midwife stuff, and I guess she just never got her shit together and got it done, because he got her the book
It's
and everything, and
hard.
she just never followed through. But I mean,
Yeah,
I was
it's
wondering about
hard
that.
work. It's hard work. The hours suck, and I mean, it's man, it's rough, because you're in this. It's amazing, and then you are with someone in the most intense moment of their life,
Mm.
intense time of their lives, and then um,
That's
there's a
the most
lot
vulnerable.
more.
That's the most vulnerable thing in nature. I
And
said
you
that when we
have
were
to,
talking. A
yeah,
pregnant woman is the most vulnerable thing in nature. I've
and
said
they're
that.
also a force of
Yeah,
nature.
yeah.
Yeah, it's also the most strong you'll ever be too,
In
and
that
you have
moment,
to
yeah.
hold that space, and that is a real intense thing to do. And I was, at the time, I was young. I was like 23, 24, and it I'm 36 now. I can handle it.
You're
That
36.
now, yes, yeah.
Round of applause, everybody.
Thanks. What?
Good girl. I thought you were like
I'm moisturized.
I thought you were like I don't know, late 20s.
Thanks. I've been getting wrinkles from this whole pandemic. You know, wearing a
No, you look
mask, you
young
have
though.
to
Good job,
emote
girl.
for with your face and your upper face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm a sociopath because I'm not making like smiling with my eyes or something. You like smile at people when they walk. You're like, oh, they can't see that. Like I smile at everybody, and then I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, they can't see that. So,
You really can see with your eyes.
and I'm like, I'm just gonna do
Ah.
like that, and
I'm
I'm like,
like,
oh
I'm
God,
here.
this is
Whatever.
this. Yeah, I'm just like going around grimacing at people. So I'm like, oh, I should be smiling with the
Now,
rest of my face.
now, how did your parents take it when you told them that you like the ladies? Because isn't the Latino community pretty conservative? And they're like,
Oh well, my parents didn't give a single fuck, and
okay,
they were like, yeah, okay. My mom though, she's like, why don't you just try being bisexual? And I was like, well, I mean, I haven't really thought about it, mom. That's not really on my
she was trying to barter
list.
with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Just try the penis.
just
Just come
try
on,
it.
just try it. You're like,
Yeah.
no.
I was like, it doesn't appeal to me. I
Oh my
I'm not
god, that's
thinking
terrible.
about that.
That's
And
terrible. You're like, I don't like bananas. I like
yeah,
oranges.
yeah. So I was just like, mm. My mom was
Oh
encouraging
shit.
me to have more sex. I was like,
Try the penis. Pablo,
how does
come
that
on. Come
work?
over here.
It turns out that my parents are very sex positive,
Ah.
so
Well, you
and
come off a
body
little hippie-ish,
positive.
so I'm like, your parents were probably a bit free, not very conservative.
Yeah. Well, they are Republicans, which
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Doesn't mean they're
Um,
conservative though.
they're not like socially conservative.
Ah,
They're and they're
they're physically conservative.
and they're not they're like they're like they don't like taxes is really the
Okay.
thing. When they have money, they don't like it. They're real Republican.
Now, I have to ask you a question. Uh, this is not really a political show, but I just like to interview people and deep dive and find out their thoughts. Can you be friends with someone that is an opposing political party or view?
Sure, actually, I kind of I like that. I especially like talking to libertarians
Uh, Libertarian.
because yeah, because I sort of I think I share a lot of those those views, but um, but I get accused of being a liberal all the time, and I'm like, there I share a lot of those views too.
Well, I mean,
However,
if
I
people are going
think
off stereotypes, they see the nose ring and the body hair, and then your sexuality. They're like liberal. Look
you
at her.
must be you
Who must
must
be a
be a big
liberal?
ol'
But I don't do
yeah,
that. I just talk to the person and see what's up with them because I don't know. You could have been a conservative, and I would have been like, okay, whatever, because I don't know. You don't know
yeah,
what people are until you ask them
yeah.
issue by issue by issue, and you'll
Mm,
be surprised a lot of the times. This
mm,
whole identity politics shit. That's how
yeah,
Hitler got
mhm.
power. Because you're blaming
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you're blaming like a whole group for one thing, like, oh, you know how them dirty Republicans are, like that's like they did the thing with the Russian people or Russia. It's so
Mm,
dumb.
mhm.
Like, oh, Republicans are all bad. I'm like, okay.
You know,
Or liberals are all bad. Like, okay,
I
just
have this like this thing I will sometimes confess to people that I thought that John McCain was looking pretty good until you know Barack Obama was the front runner,
yeah.
and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a deep dive into this dude, and I was like, there's absolutely not a single fucking thing wrong with this guy,
With who?
like
With who?
Barack Obama. I was like, there is nothing. This guy has no scandals. He's not an asshole. There's nothing. He's never done any kind of shit. And I started kind of paying attention to like what he was saying and what he was talking about. And I really did struggle with like um, with like who I would vote for.
Why?
I wound up voting for Barack Obama um, because of choices.
For full disclosure, I didn't. Want to know who
You
I voted
didn't.
for?
A third party.
Ron Paul.
Yeah, I figured.
Bam. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right, baby.
I figured. So you just like wasted a vote.
We didn't waste a vote
Well, I guess voting for a third party is
because I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe in voter shame because, like, basically you're saying that unless I vote the way you think I should, that I
no,
wasted the vote.
yeah, I
Like,
don't.
you should like vote
I
for
don't
what
think
you
so.
believe in. Like,
I
it's
mean,
not a waste
I
of vote
don't.
if you are proactive. You voted for what you believe
I
in.
don't think it's really a waste of a vote. 100% a waste of a vote because uh, you need to get the part there where
It's the system.
people see that third party is getting a vote. People don't need to
But see,
always see that
it's the
there's
system. You can't
yeah
get onto mainstream platforms. You get censored. You saw how they
yeah.
censored. Look, I'm not even a Bernie guy, but look how they censored Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie
Mm-hmm.
Sanders. They censored Ron Paul the same way. It's the establishment on both
I
sides.
liked Andrew Yang. I
And like I
liked
said,
him.
yeah, and like I said before, it like my lefty and righty friends kill me with this. They like, oh, they both whine about this. But I said, the Republicans tried to censor the libertarians in Texas, and the Democrats tried to censor the Green Party, and I think it was Philadelphia.
Mm.
So if you guys are all about free elections and free stuff, oh, you don't care about that. Then shut the fuck up. Then you're a hypocrite.
I
Because
like the
if my
Green
party was
Party.
like, I call my party out for bullshit all the time because guess what? I want my party to be better. That's the whole point. But
Yeah,
if you don't call your party out and
I
you
like
know
the
that,
Green Party.
yeah, if you know they're doing like nefarious shit, like they're doing voter suppression and they're fucking with candidates and taking them off the thing, and your party's doing that, you go, oh, well, whatever, third party's okay. Then you're full of shit. You can't go, oh, you're not for free elections. You're not. You're for tribalism and your bullshit party. So yeah, eat a dick.
I like the Green Party. I think the thing is what I choose when voting is which candidate is offering more choices. I do believe in having the choice to own a gun, and having the choice to own my body.
Yeah.
And but I also think that we should regulate guns the way we regulate cars.
Mhm.
We should have a license to have one, obviously, and maybe register that shit once in a while. Like
guns.
every year. Yeah, but you also need to not be completely irresponsible with it. Like if you don't,
But that's the whole rule. You shouldn't punish the many for the actions of a few.
That's true. I agree.
I mean, if I'm a responsible gun owner and there's 50 of us, and you got two assholes out there shooting up a block, oh, guns are bad. No, it's the person. It's the person.
I don't think
access to it. Well,
guns don't kill people. It's the people holding the gun.
I mean, the guns are the tools, but the people are the one using the tools.
Who in the fuck needs an AR-15? Who needs that? What is it for? You're not hunting with that shit.
You don't have to hunt with it.
You shouldn't be. What are you doing with a gun?
You can want it for protection.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
You could want it for protection.
Like, what are you protecting yourself from with that?
A robber? What if 3 or 4 people come in your house? You have AR, you can spray the fuck out of them.
Shoot them with, you shoot them in the balls with like a handgun.
You can, but that should be the gun. That should be the gun owner's preference to what kind of weapons they want to use and what kind of weapon they want to purchase. They use their own hard-earned money. They should be able to purchase the gun that they want. What's the problem? As long as they're responsible.
Yeah.
I mean, I could get a legal gun and be a jackass about to shoot somebody, or I get an AR-15. So what? It's the same thing.
I mean,
just text them more.
AR-15 like kill your neighbor too.
It depends on what kind of gun you got and how safe you are, or whatever. If you're reckless, whatever. Because if you're an experienced gun owner, you know the power of your gun, the velocity of the bullets, and how to handle it. You just don't go all willy-nilly or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I find it funny how people are like, oh, why do you need that? Why the fuck do the cops need fucking SWAT teams with fucking tanks? The fuck is that about? In the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Come
Why
on.
do they?
Come
Because
on.
we're funding the
You know
fuck
what I mean?
out of
So why
the
can't citizens?
military industrial
So I
complex.
know, I understand that. So
It's bullshit.
why can't citizens have something to protect themselves just in case someone gets an uprising? So government's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna lock the city down. Well, shut the fuck up. We have an army. Well, no, I have a weapon. I have a Kevlar vest. I have a fucking AR-15 to protect myself instead of a fucking Tech 9. For
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
what?
the problem I think there is that we've funded so much of the military industrial complex when the military is no longer using their toys. They give them to the police force in the U.S.
Well, it's just
Now
funding or whatever.
they have like the this military grade stuff.
What's the bloated budget? Sometimes, I mean, they should be using it for, I saw this guy. I believe his name is Michael Wood. He had a really good program, community policing, where the police go to different communities and they have a council of police and they have a council of people that hold like the citizens stay on the board and the cops stay on the board. So the shooting, both people look at the tape. And then the citizens tell the cops what they need. So they're like, okay, we have a lot of people that speed in this neighborhood. So that's what they do. They target speeders. If they have another neighborhood that says we have a lot of drug issues, they target drugs. They don't target speeders. They target drugs, what the community wants. It's called community policing. That works. That happened in like 2 different cities, and the results are good because they listen to people. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to dislike the cops, but a lot of the culture is bad. If me and you were cops and we saw somebody doing something fucked up, even if we spoke out, you already know that it's a gang system. So you'll get kicked out, or I'll get kicked out, or they'll fucking bully us out, or push us out, or threaten our families, or make our lives shit. It's terrible. Even the people who want to speak out, it's not a good system. There's good cops, but the system that they work in is bad. I'm not anti-cop, but the system is fucked up.
I think, the system is
I'm not a big supporter of cops. I'm just saying I'm neutral. It's case by case, but the system is fucked up.
What we need is social workers in a lot of these situations that cops get in that they have no business in, because a social worker would be what they need.
I think it's a mixture of that, and they need better training. They need more training. I mean,
they need training and
somewhere
social situations.
I read somewhere that you get more training being a fucking barber than you do a cop. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, and like. And most of the training seems to be in how to shoot somebody or how to shoot your gun.
But at the same time, as a former prison guard, I know that dealing with, I dealt with the public, not as much as cops do, but I dealt with the public, and the public are shit. It's just like fans. If you're a celebrity, you deal with the public at large, and fans are fucking shit. Some of them are cool, but some people want to bother you, and people suck, dealing with the public. So I get it, but at the same time, the reason you're in that position is because you're supposed to have something within yourself to be higher than the average citizen. You're supposed to be able to have more tolerance, more patience, more professionalism. That's why you're a fucking cop. When I'm a prison guard, I'm supposed to be able to be better than a fucking inmate and not fucking stoop to their level and fuck them up just because I'm mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, you
integrity.
Have to kind
integrity.
Of deal with have patience. Yeah, and
like a teacher. If you can't, this 14-year-old called me a bitch, so I punch him in the face. You're 32. What the fuck? Well, then you're a teacher. You really don't have that much. That's what I'm talking about. Like a cop, like just okay. Somebody made you mad, so okay.
Yeah, like you went out there that day knowing that you're gonna deal with some bullshit from somebody.
Now I understand you want to protect yourself or whatever.
Authority.
And you want to go home to your wife or kids or your lover or whoever, but you need to be have courage and be more cautious and have better techniques, because it's crazy out there. But if you're to the point where you're like pulling your gun out just a traffic stop, every traffic stop, come on, son, you need to do something better. Either change jobs or do different tactics.
My best experiences with police officers is when they just come to you, like talking to you like, they're meeting you on your level rather than just being like,
well, that's why I said case by case,
treating you like you're fucking already doing something crazy.
Well, you know.
And, I always kind of think of it like if I'm getting stopped or like whatever, I'm just like, okay, this person just wants to talk to me, you know? So we need to just be, treat it like, okay, this person wants to talk to me. But also the cop, yes, it's their job to to act like I'm just gonna come talk to this person and find out what's up. Um, and that's it. Otherwise, if you walk up like your shit doesn't stink and you're superior to this person, that is not going to produce a good experience and a good conversation.
Well,
It's gonna make that situation suck.
yeah, let's see what I did when I was a prison guard. I always try to remain neutral and just do a
Mm-hmm.
level above the situation. So if they were at a 5, I'd go a 6. I wouldn't go a 8 or 9. I
Mm-hmm.
just go a 6. They went a 6, I'd go a 7, like that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I always have be security minded, as we call it. Be security minded. Know that at the end of the day, they could be the nicest person, they could be polite, but they're still an inmate.
Mm-hmm.
And if I drop my guard for 1 second, they can fucking shank me. They can fucking take my seg bar and knock me in the mouth, break my jaw, cave my fucking skull. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's job. It's a different type of job. So
Yeah.
if I was a cop, I'm like, I could be having a nice interaction with you, and yes, ma'am, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, you could potentially fucking hurt me. So I need to be
Yeah.
security minded. Be
Yeah.
cautious, but also be professional. Like, okay, and as soon as I perceive a threat, act accordingly. But don't just go in automatically thinking it's gonna be a threat.
Yeah.
Be secure. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be security minded. Like I talk to
Mm-hmm.
people, I'm like, yeah, I'm acutely aware. There's an inmate right there. How close he is. He's got his hands in his pocket. I'm like, hey, take your hand in your pocket. What do you need? Face me. I'm being like
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm being respectful and I'm doing my job,
Yeah.
but I'm aware.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, it's just no, and you get fucked up.
Yeah, because you're at a level,
Like,
you're
good.
like a position of authority. People don't like that. I mean, I bet,
Yeah.
like, imagine if you're an inmate in prison. Yeah,
Well,
probably you're
there,
antisocial in some way.
well, a lot of times that they're not mad at you, just like cops. They're mad at the uniform, and they're mad because because let's just say that the last 3 guards were an asshole to him or a dickhead to him,
Mm-hmm.
and they get me and I'm not, but they don't know that, so they're just gonna be angry toward me already. So they asked to go to rec or to go to the med pass to go to medical,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh man, my stomach's messed up, and I'm like, you need, man, fuck you, you don't. I'm like, hey man, watch your
Yeah.
mouth, be respectful. Do you need some help? I will help you. And they see, okay, and they're like, oh my bad, boss. But they see that I'm helping them. But the last 3 officers were like, oh, good, have an upset stomach. I hope you're shooting yourself. Fuck you, piece of shit. Stuff like that. So you
Mm-hmm.
assume stuff. It's kind of like women or men. If the last 3 women hurt me and I meet you, you can hurt me too. But I don't know that. You have to
Yeah.
be like,
So then you're like, oh, you're an
yeah,
asshole,
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I might make you afraid I'll eat your face.
Now, did you never had children? Did you?
I did. Yeah, we've talked about that. I had to make
Did
the
you get like
choice to do that sooner than later.
Did you get like the sperm donation, or did you do it the old natural way? Or
I did it the old-fashioned way. Yeah,
oh,
yeah. So
yikes!
my kid's dad, he's also Cuban. Um,
You got that
he's a
Cuban
good
sausage,
guy.
y'all.
Yeah,
Mm.
chorizo. Gross.
She got that chorizo. Now she's like, I'm not there anymore. But I had to taste the chorizo one time to get my kids.
Oh no, gross. Oh man, that's getting graphic.
Oh my
Oh
god,
boy.
that's terrible. I'm a terrible person.
Oh my god, it's only good if you can put it away in the drawer.
He's like, listen, just go ahead and get me
Damn.
pregnant and put it away. Just go.
But
Well,
he's very nice.
yeah.
And anyway, I've got a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
awesome.
Nice.
And they require a lot of patience. But I actually had this. We had this whole conversation one time. I knew that something would end up happening to my ovary, and it ended up. It did. I had to have it removed like right after my younger one, was born, and I have a 15-year-old daughter. It's crazy. That
Like,
requires patience.
how do they feel about your lifestyle and your partner
Oh yeah,
choice?
they're cool. Yeah, my daughter loves them. Yeah,
Okay.
she's she's the she's so funny. She's the president of her how do you call it, gay straight alliance at her school.
I saw that. I don't get on TikTok because I'm not 15. I'm not hating on people on TikTok that are older,
I don't get
but
TikTok
I'm
at
not on
all.
TikTok. But
Sounds
I did see the super straight community, and I laughed so hard, and I put that on my
super
page.
straight community.
Yes, there's a community
Why
called
did
Super Straight, and I identify as super straight. I only date women that are biological.
What do you
Super
need a
straight.
community for? Why do you need like a dedicated
Because this
like
kid got tired, like he was a high school kid, he got death threats or whatever. Because a lot of the people in the alphabet community, in the trans community, got really pissed off at him. He's like, bro, I'm gonna get tired of you saying I'm transphobic because if I'm a cis or straight, I call it straight guy, and I only want to date a biological woman. You go, I'm transphobic because I don't date a trans woman. So I said, fuck that. You can't discriminate. I'm super straight. I identify as super straight.
yeah.
So he did that. It's like, no, you can't discriminate. Now I identify as super straight. So I only sleep with biological women because I know people like that. They said I was transphobic because like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, you must be transphobic. You
Yeah.
can't force
Well,
someone to do it. If I'm not attracted to a woman, well, how would you know? Well, it's if as soon as I found out, I would not want to date her, and I'd feel betrayed because you lied to me. You didn't give me a choice. Secondly, there's a whole other thing. What if I want kids? There's a whole other ballpark. We have to
sure.
do that. You're like,
Yeah.
well, like you can't make somebody's choice. It's like I'm not gonna say you shouldn't. If you're not if you're over 18, you shouldn't get reconstructive surgery. You shouldn't do that. That's your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it's a preference. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No,
But
but I've heard people say
I
that. I
guess
think it's crazy. Like,
yeah, I've heard it. I've heard people say that to me too. But I don't sweat it. I don't get upset about. I mean, I get a little bummed that somebody would tell me that I'm transphobic, but it is also a thing in the lesbian community.
you know what? Let's talk about that.
If you say I wouldn't date a trans woman, um, they would say that was transphobic. But um, like I don't know if I would date a trans woman.
But let's
I
talk about
haven't
that
so far. Like I don't know if I would. I don't know because I
because
haven't so far.
I've heard this in the alphabet community that a
Mm.
lot of gay people and on the men and women side don't like bisexual people because they feel like they're in their space. And then I heard that they really don't like trans people because it's like you're you're trying to take our spotlight. And then first we were the thing we got accepted. Now you guys are all these victims and y'all are marginalized. And he said it's disrespectful because y'all are acting like y'all are more marginalized than people of color. I don't even like saying people of color, but I mean that's the thing now.
Well, like who is acting like they're more marginalized?
No,
Trans people,
yeah, a
or
lot of people in the alphabet community are saying that, and this is not talked about. Like, there's conflict within the community where they're like, they don't say it a lot, but they're like, I don't really like bi people because I don't really
yeah.
consider you gay, or I don't like trans people because like, look what you're doing. You're just like trying to hijack our movement. I've heard
Uh,
that.
yeah, there is some craziness there, but I think that you know there's the B in the LGBT,
Yeah,
and we should really I think we should all be really inclusive.
yeah.
Um, and I know that there is the issue of like I know that there's some gay men that freak the fuck out about a trans man, and I know there are some gay men who
Yeah, I've heard
do
that.
like trans men.
Yeah.
um I know that there are some lesbian women who like trans women, and I know there are people who are pansexual who will just love anybody, any
No,
old
okay.
buddy,
How many sexuals are there? There's bisexual, transsexual,
I don't think that there's I don't think that
demisexual.
transsexual is a thing.
it's not a thing?
Transsexual is not. It's not a thing
I thought that was
anymore.
people don't say that anymore.
It's transgender. People don't say transsexual.
Is
They
that
say
outdated?
it's
Oh shit!
transgender.
I better update that
Yeah,
then. Okay.
yeah, transgender. Yeah, update. Just update.
Can they?
Yeah,
Well, okay. So they still say bisexual. They say
transgender
bigender
is
now.
transgender is not a sexuality. So
Okay.
scratch that out. Yeah.
Well, how many sexualities are there? There's like
gender.
there's straight, there's gay, there's lesbian, there's bisexual. I heard demisexual. I heard pansexual. I've heard. I mean, that's what, 6 of them. How many else are there? Omnisexual.
All I
I don't know
can
what the
think
fuck
of
that
right
is.
now.
Omnisexual.
What did you say?
Omnisexual. Like, what the fuck is that?
Omnisexual. I don't
I've heard
know.
of that.
I feel like that would also be pansexual. Omnisexual.
I've heard that. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Origami?
You'll eat anything.
Origami shit? What the fuck?
Omnisexual, omnivore. You'll just eat, put anything in.
God, I only fuck gods. Like, okay.
Oh no,
Jesus.
no, I don't.
It's terrible.
I don't like that.
I don't know. I'm just.
I know about that.
Yeah, it's something.
Omnisexual. They'll put anything in their mouth.
I don't want to know.
That sounds crazy.
So, okay, let me ask you, can you cook?
I mean, I can. Do I want to? Not always.
But I'm just saying this, I'm just stereotyping you a little bit. You look like you can throw down in the kitchen. You look like you got some kind of skills in the kitchen. Can you cook?
Yeah, I can. I can. You know, as a vegetarian for
I've never met a hippie that can't cook.
Yeah, I was a vegetarian for 20 years. So I had to get like real good at cooking.
I mean, I know you're gay, but damn, no beef either.
Cooking lentils. No, and now I started eating meat like out of goddamn nowhere, and the first thing I ate was a steak.
You were like, I'm going in, fuck it.
I was like, I was like,
did you cry?
I'm just gonna cook this steak.
You're like, I'm sorry.
I cooked it myself.
I'm sorry.
No, I asked the person at Whole Foods. I got like a grass-fed steak, and it was like humanely raised.
Did you
name him? I asked the butcher, like
Gilbert.
I asked the butcher what his name was and if he like lived a happy life. And he's like, yeah, his name was Pete, and yeah, he totally lived a happy life.
Pete. Oh my
and
God.
I was like, thank you. He just humored the fuck out of me. It was fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you. Thank you.
You see that video a long time ago of the fucking meat eater guy? He was at a vegan festival and he was like this. What? He was like eating meat and he was like, what? He was like,
how rude.
He was trolling the fuck out of him. They were like,
dick.
They were crowding around. Like, I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, what?
That's so mean. What is the point of that?
Because I think that's right. I think he owned a butcher shop or whatever, and like they had like a bunch of protesters outside talking about murderers. So he went to like a vegan festival, and it was a big old Viking dude. He was like this. He had like a bloody steak. He was like eating it. Right? Was this? What? You guys any rides here? Get out of here!
Oh yeah,
like,
okay. I guess he's counter protesting.
Yeah, I was like, bro, my God, that's terrible. I love it.
There's this like, I get the vegan point of like, yeah, it might be a little bit more better for the environment to like eat less meat.
Yeah, I think it's not your ideology. If you're vegan, fine. But when you're going like you're less of a person, you're a murderer, like bro.
Yeah, don't like
calm
fuck with people like that.
Yeah, calm down.
I've known a lot of.
If you want to eat deep fried fish, it might not be healthy, but that's your choice. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah,
like, I did vegan for like a fight. I felt great. I went vegan for like I think 3 months for a fight, and I felt so good. Right? I didn't know what I was doing. That was expensive. I went to Whole Foods and shit.
Yeah.
And but now I know how to shop better. But I'm saying I wasn't like going, you eat meat. Look at this piece of shit.
You're like, a murderer.
That's just it's just more one-upmanship on social media, and you know how people are like, I don't know. Let me get the screenshot of you, or let me show the worst of you. Look at me, dude. Look how bad she is. Like, bro, I have my own flaws. Worry about
Yeah.
improving your life. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Do you know how you can tell someone's a vegan?
Uh-uh.
They'll fucking tell you.
Oh yeah, that is true. When the comedian say he goes, well, I ain't worried about a vegan. I've never met one healthy enough to whoop my ass. I'm like, bro, stop.
Um, yeah, I've been a
Oh,
vegan. I've been a raw
uh,
foodist. I've been
yeah, okay.
every
What is that? Like I've
type
heard
of.
somebody say that they had like a raw diet. Like what is that?
Mm,
Like
it's just raw fruits and vegetables. You
you don't
eat.
cook them all, you just eat it raw?
Yeah, you can soak nuts like cashews and almonds and things, and like
Hmm.
make a raw nut butter. And I ate so much of that so I could get protein.
Okay, Episcopalian, they eat fish, right? That's it?
No, you don't eat fish. It's like a raw vegan.
No, I'm saying Episcopalians, don't they eat fish?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like a diet. I think it's called Episcopalian.
Oh, you mean
Oh
pescatarian?
shit! Yeah, I think that was a religion. Yeah,
Yeah.
Episcopalian.
Yeah, no, that's like
Pescatalian.
a type of
Yeah. Sorry.
Christian, I think. I'm no
Yes.
expert about that.
Whatever. I fucked up.
Episcopalians, I think, are like Methodists.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I made an error.
They're not Catholic, but they're.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. How? Like, I bet
know.
that's got to be cool. Like, you being like a Buddhist and like just having a serene, I guess, mind. Do you believe in Stoicism? Do you practice it?
Oh, you know what? No, Stoicism is a different thing, but I'm fascinated about it. I would like to know more about Stoicism.
Oh, we could talk then.
I was
That's my
listening
wheelhouse.
to this podcast about minimalism.
Yes.
And I'm like on this journey right now.
I did that in my apartment. It was cool because I mean I just had the bare necessities: one plate, one fork, one spoon, and it was like it was different.
So relieving. It's such a relief
because you can clean up everything like that. It was pretty cool. Then I got a girlfriend and I had to like get shit. I was like, okay, I got a girlfriend now. Fuck.
It's like when I think this is my assumption. You'll know when you have enough, and the way you know when you have enough is by getting rid of things, like minimizing your things, right? Like
maybe
I have this theory that I love purging stuff, looking at something and be like, this does not add value to my life. I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah, but you live in a first world country too. So and we live in a capitalist society. So you have been conditioned like me and many other people to like what are you talking about? Like we live in luxury. Like look, I know you're a feminist, and no offense, but like I've said this before, and some other people said this. Feminism only works in first world countries. They don't do feminism in third world countries because everybody's surviving. They're like, listen, I need this fucking guy. And we need to work together. We got to do this shit. Because it's hard, very, very impoverished conditions. But here, I think women have the luxury of being feminist and fighting for rights on, I'm not going to say frivolous stuff, but things that maybe aren't as important in other lifestyles or backgrounds or countries. You know what I mean? They don't have to work real well.
I want to counter that with, in other countries, they need feminism.
Like, are you talking about like in like Saudi Arabia, Iran?
Well, yeah, and in India and Africa, where they don't even.
Well, I'll challenge you then.
Have like feminine sanitary products.
Well, I'll challenge you then.
As soon as a young woman gets her period, she can't go to school anymore because she'll be sitting a puddle of her menstrual blood.
But check this out. So should they have first, second, third, or fourth wave feminism? Huh? Your boy came at you with some facts.
Fourth wave? Okay, so tell me what fourth wave is.
First wave is the shit. Fourth wave is what we have now. First wave is the shit. Fourth wave is what we have now. I don't know what the feminists today are doing with. They're fighting for all this crazy shit. Like, I don't know. It's like, bro, you guys are the freest you've ever been.
Some things. There's
And
things
I know as a
where
feminist, I know some of you like, bro, okay, what are we complaining about?
there's some things that I haven't even heard of until someone tells me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's
That's
this
not
fourth
a
wave
battle.
shit.
That's not a hill I want to die
It's
on.
frivolous stuff. Like oh, let's just say that I don't know. I have this becomes like a big show or whatever, right? And I have 10 guys as my first guest. Feminists, you're sex, you don't have women. Like, why are you fighting for that? That's nothing. Shit like that. It's
It's
crazy.
like I don't. There's some things that I've never even heard of that I'll hear from like I'll like first learn about it from like you know someone like you who is about all about the men's rights stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are y'all making this shit up?
No.
Because I'm like, who's talking about this? You
Like
know?
we should it should be mandatory for a DNA test when there's a child born.
Okay,
I think
fine.
so, but a lot of women are pushing back against that because I mean, there's a lot of I mean, I can't even they probably can't even track that. There's probably so many men in the country that have raised kids and died and didn't know the kids weren't theirs, or they're like 15 or 14. They do these like 23andMe tests. All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh my God, that's not my dad," and the woman will not go to jail, and there's no criminal offense. I mean, that's fraud. But I mean, there was a story where this guy, a judge, even though the guy had DNA test proving that he wasn't the biological father, the judge's like, I don't care. You need to pay. And he ordered him to pay child support. He had to go through all this legal stuff. And it's like, that's crazy. I know women a lot of women
Yeah.
go through shit, but like I just have I know you're feminist. I just
That's
have a hard
really
time saying women are
emotionally
oppressed.
abusive to
Yeah,
men.
yeah.
That
I have a
that's
hard
a
time saying women are oppressed. Like okay, I get attacked because I go in a forum and they were talking about like rape. They were saying
men can be raped too.
no, but I'm talking about like women being raped, right? We're talking about that.
Okay.
It said
That happens a lot.
women being raped. They said big R and little R. They said little R is coercion. So I said I just don't understand. I mean, I kind of get it, but
Okay.
at the same time, there are so many cautionary tales out there in modern times. Why would women put themselves in this situation? If you are out with me and 5 other guys and we're like bigger than you, right? They said that a woman like you will sit there and be like, well, I don't have my girlfriends here, and I'm in this club by myself, and there's 5 guys with me. I'm gonna go home with one of them, even though I don't want to, and have sex with them because I don't want them to fucking all beat me up. To me, that's fucking retarded. First of all, why don't you have a system in place? If you feel that way, why don't you have it like where your girlfriends text you at midnight, and if you don't text back, you immediately call the police or check them where the fuck they are. Well, and then if somebody fired back at me, well, first of all, women should have to do that because, well, it doesn't fucking matter. There shouldn't be racism in the world, but there fucking is. So act the fuck accordingly. The fuck is wrong with you?
That well, it's also there's maybe there's this it's also the
Well, I think there should be systems in
it's the
place. There's nothing wrong with that.
socialization. I mean, I wouldn't be like, man, I really probably should go home with this guy and fuck him.
No, but I've heard some girls say that they felt bad because it's like I don't know if I didn't choose one of them, they were probably both gonna do something. So I just took one home and I slept with them. I'm thinking, like remember you listen to my old podcast with Aziz, right? Now I know that you said Aziz is an asshole. I don't think he's an asshole. I think
no, I don't think he's an asshole. I think he was just like
I think it was a bad date. I don't think it was like what
I think it was a bad date.
But
I think he was just being a dumbass.
Yeah, he was being a dumbass.
Yeah, he was being an asshole.
He should have paid attention to the signals the first time. But
social
she had plenty
cues.
but she had plenty of time to give actual social cues. Like if me and you go on a date and all of a sudden I'm like, here's red wine, and you like, first I didn't like red. Well, fucking open up your mouth, me, and say, hey, Lobo, I don't like red wine, I like white wine.
I'm not gonna drink this shit.
Yeah,
that would be my first thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
Want this.
But you have masculine energy, so you would probably say that. She was like all demure and all that. It's bullshit. Open your mouth. You're being a woman and be accountable and say what you don't like and what you do like. Don't just not say anything. And
I
then say
also would
something.
be like, if I didn't want to be if this was like an alone situation with a woman, I didn't want to, and I felt like it was a flirty situation. I would also just not come. I'm gonna put myself in the shoes with a woman because
Like I
women
just
can be also pretty sexually aggressive. I'm here to tell you.
oh yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I actually have been in this situation with a woman. So uh,
That's not talked about
where
either.
I'm like,
Female to female rape, especially in
uh,
the prison system. That's not talked about a lot. And that happens a lot. It's terrible.
yeah. I mean, women can get pretty intense with you.
I heard that
uh,
that's the highest domestic violence rate for amongst couples is women to women couples is the highest domestic violence rate amongst all the couples.
I mean,
Not
have you ever seen like women like I'm taking my earrings off and
yeah.
like they get aggressive. They talk a lot of shit. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm
Like
get back to the
they get
disease thing.
pissed.
I remember doing the podcast, and I remember it was like uh, I told him I don't want to do this. I'm uncomfortable. He goes, "Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want you to hate me. Let's just sit on the couch and have some drinks." I'm thinking, homegirl went to the bathroom and put on some clothes. Then she's like, he motioned me over towards his penis to suck him. And I did. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like,
Yeah,
and I'm
I'm
thinking,
sorry.
I'm reading
What?
it, and I'm like, she's still fucking naked? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? It
Like wait
like,
a second. Like I'm
yeah.
like at any point in time she could have been like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
go
because
ahead
she
and
said don't. Because he was like, hey, what do you want me to fuck you? What do you want to fuck you? I don't think I want to do this. He goes, okay, okay. He backs off. He goes, well, let's just have some more wine. She sits down, has some more wine. She goes in the bathroom. She says to get herself together, splash water in her face. And then she says dumb shit like, you know, he didn't even play with my hair or try to make me feel better. Like if I'm out with a girl and I'm trying to make moves on her, and she goes, hey, I don't want to do this. What the fuck are you doing? I'm not gonna fucking touch her anymore. I'm like, hey, let's call it a night. Let's call it a night instead of just what the fuck? Play with your hair, make you feel better, so you can say I did something? Hell no. See that shit right there will get a man locked
okay.
up. It's crazy.
I'd be. I mean, me in this situation, even with a woman, I would just be like, I'm not interested in doing
Yeah,
this. I'm not even coming over.
yeah.
Like, why
Now,
would
now,
I come over unless I want to bang you? You know what I
now,
mean?
see, I was in a situation like this, but I was smart. So this lady comes over. She's inebriated. I'm like, hey, you might want to drink some
Oh,
water to sober up or something like that. You know,
yeah. I don't
you're
think you
kind of
can
you're kind of out of it a
consent
little
if
bit.
you're real drunk.
Yeah, I'm like a little tips. I was like, you want to drink a little water or whatever? And then she's like, let's go in the. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and freshen up or whatever. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, she's literally asleep in my fucking tub. So I pop out my fucking phone because I'm black and I'm a
Yikes!
male. I'm like, fuck this. I film her ass. It's got I timestamp that bitch. It's got the time on there and the time and the date. I filmed her. She's out. She's in the tub. I locked the door from the inside. That's how it locks from the inside. My bathroom.
Yeah, smart.
And
Yeah.
then I go sleep on my bed or whatever. And she wakes up and she's like, "Did we have sex? Did you have sex?" I'm like, "Nope." "Did you rape me?" I'm like, "Nope." And then she come down. She's like, "Oh, I thought you did something. Oh, you're a good guy." I'm like, "Yep, you need to go home." Well, I said, "Hey,
Oh,
maybe not be a jackass and be so fucked up where you don't know if you even had sex." I said, I showed her the film. I showed her the video. I said, "Now you need to fucking leave. Fuck out of here. You're not gonna catch me up with that bullshit."
wow.
See? Hell no. Women like
Why
that?
would
Nope.
now? Why
Mm-mm.
would she just? Why would she think she was?
No,
Wait,
she's like in a tub and she's like, it's like, I don't know what
was she
happened.
naked in your tub?
No, but she's like, oh, do we have sex? Do we have sex? Did you do something? I'm like, nope. You slept in the tub. I'm like, really? Really? Like, here's the film right here. And here's the thing. And the door locks from the inside. Okay.
Mm.
And she's like, oh, calm down. Oh, well, you're a good guy. Yeah, get the fuck off me. You can leave. Bye.
Oh, so you're a good guy for not raping her.
No, but I'm
So
saying
you're
like,
just a regular ass guy for not raping her.
but I'm saying like, you know, I protected myself. That's why I filmed that shit. Because what if I didn't film that shit? She could have been like, I don't believe you. You did something. Fuck that. Nope. And I
I
locked my
mean, I
shit from the
feel like you
inside.
just kind of know if you're not raped.
I'm just saying, I don't
I
think
don't
she
know.
thought that, but her immediately when she woke up in the tub, did we have sex? What happened? Did you do something to me? Did she? Nuh-uh. See, I didn't set myself up like that. There was a young lady
Mm.
that she was really pissed drunk. And she was really fucking hot, and I wanted to do something, but I felt some kind of way. I'm like, you know what? I want her to be sober when this happened. So, and then she woke up the next day. I'm in bed with her.
Yeah, you
Her
should.
her roommate was like, "Did you have sex with my roommate?" I'm like, "Nope." And the guy she was messing with on the couch was like, "Well, did you try?" I'm like, "Nope." So we woke up in the morning and she's like, "Did we have sex last night?" I'm like, "Nope." And she was like, she made fun of me and gave me shit for it. But years later,
Who
she
are
was
these
like,
women you're hanging out with?
no, but years later, she was like, I appreciate that. Because she was young. But years later, she was like, because when I rejected her, she felt rejected. That's why she made fun of me, right? Because she was like
Oh.
expecting me to do something. So she was like, oh, I guess you don't want me. You know, you're not
Where do you
attracted to me or
find
whatever.
these people?
I don't know. But I'm saying it wasn't like a bad thing. She was like a defensive mechanism, like, you know, because as you know, as a woman, women have very, very fragile egos, especially if they get rejected. So it's like, you must be gay.
I mean, they're
You don't
like,
want me,
if
you
they
know?
have like these issues, you need to find like a whole woman,
Yeah.
you
No, but
know?
I'm saying like it wasn't like, but late years later, she was like, I appreciate that. Like, cause she saw the wisdom in it. And I'm like, you know what? What if I would have done that? Then it could have been an issue. Like you were like drunk to the point where you were like blacked out and you didn't know you were falling over the place. I'm like, wow, you kind of trying to make out. I'm like, you fell over, knocked over your lamp and shit. And I just stayed beside her. She was like all naked. And I just slept beside her in my underwear and didn't touch her. I wanted to, but I'm like, nah, I feel kind of saying away. So in the morning, she's like, did we have sex? I'm like, nope. See, if you have to ask that, that means you were too drunk. So that would be like,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't feel, nah, bro. I'm good. Better safe than sorry. You, it's just
Man,
pussy. It's just pussy.
I
Calm
just
down.
don't know. Yeah, it's not worth it. But like, I don't understand. Like, I understand like it's fun to have drunk sex, but that's like with
But see,
somebody you
nowadays,
already
yeah,
have
I'm
an
so men are so paranoid,
established.
or at least this guy is so paranoid. I would even, I don't drink. I'm straight edge, but I just wouldn't. I wouldn't, you know, because like it's a slippery slope. I said in the podcast before.
Yeah, they're not dumb enough or to.
Well, it's
Well,
not that. It's
first
a
of all, you
slippery
don't want to
slope.
get
If I
that
go in to kiss a
drunk.
girl, consent is sexy, but if I go in to kiss a girl, it's a double-edged sword because it kills it. Like if I go in to kiss a girl and I go, "Oh, can I kiss you?" She's like, "Well, you could have, but now you know
I
what I'm
like
saying?"
that. I like that.
But I'm saying sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it fucks up the thing because you're going in or she's expecting you to go, "Oh, can I kiss you?" She's like, "Bro,"
Yeah,
she wants you to go
I
take it.
like
You know what
that
I'm saying?
every time. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also better safe than sorry because like it's kind. But then how far does it go? Can I take your bra off? Can I take your pants off? Can I? It's like because the how the world is today, you got to protect yourself. It's fucking crazy out here.
Yeah.
And as a woman,
I mean, I
you get a
guess it
black mark,
doesn't.
it's bad. But as a guy, if you accuse me of rape or child molestation, it can be true or not true. Out of 10 people, at
Yeah.
least 2 of those are always gonna say, well, "Fuck that guy. He's probably I don't know if he did or not." It's on you for life, son. Fuck that. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's with the kissing thing. You don't. I mean, it's like you don't have to ask me every time, but I like it. Like when my partner's like, "Can I touch you here?"
Well, I mean
I'm
that's
like,
good, but I'm talking
well,
about like
now
when
I
you're
have.
being
I'm in
spontaneous or like when
control
you're
of
first meeting
this.
somebody or whatever. Sometimes you're in the moment, and it's like
Yeah.
like you get a girl against the wall, you pin her against the wall, and you go stop. Oh, can I kiss you? It's kind of like
Yeah.
kills it.
Well, that's cool too.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying
that's cool too.
it's like a slippery slope sometimes. Like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool too. But like, there's like, it's kind of sweet also when somebody's like, "Can I do this?" Because then you're like, I'm in control of this thing here.
Yeah.
I like it, but also they're not. They're, you're really not because they've asked you, and they know you're gonna say yes because
You might
they
say
always
no.
ask.
You might say no.
Hey,
You know,
if you say no, then it's like fun. It's like a challenge.
but at
Then
the same
like maybe
time,
they'll be like, try
there's
it
fetishes
again.
out there. You know, there's fetishes out there. There's rape fetishes. There's rape fantasies or whatever. There's
I don't get it. Uh,
yeah. There's all
I
sorts of
don't
that
get
stuff.
that.
I mean, everybody. Hey, we don't kink shame on this show.
Oh
Okay?
no, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum.
We don't kink shame here.
No way. No, I wouldn't
Because
ever
I like certain
yuck
things
anyone's yum. But
that
I'm
would
like,
deem
I don't
me
get that.
unnatural in society.
I was raised sex positive.
Yeah,
However,
yeah.
I would be like, you want to do what now?
You want what? Bruh, can
Yeah.
we role play that? Because hold on, let me
Yeah.
see. Okay.
I don't want to be on that. You're gonna have to like suck
Yeah, some
someone
people like
in
that.
for
With that
that,
capture,
man.
that was that called capture and command stuff or whatever, rape and capture, where they you run away from them and they like grab you and tie you up, and then they throw you in a car, and you get off on
throw
like,
them
oh,
in your white van.
yeah,
Borrow someone's white van.
that really is a fetish. People like that. They get off on that. They like that. They like the being in danger. Kind of like edge play, where
Yeah.
they like a knife, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this knife thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
Edge play, yeah.
maybe I'd get the knife thing because you're like, oh my god, don't stab me.
Well, it's the whole knife and the coldness of the blade and all that about the skin. People like that stuff. I mean, we're not talking about
okay, stop.
fetishes. Fetishes.
I think it's funny.
I mean, people like what they like,
Yeah.
Hey, you play any sports?
I'm surprised I don't have any kind of shit like that.
I'm sure you do, but we don't have to get into that.
Sports, no, but I do like kayaking.
You don't play sports?
That's fun. Sports,
what kind of Latino queer are you? You don't even like sports?
I did play volleyball with a bunch of lesbians, and that was fun.
Better answer. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Stereotype of day. It's stereotype
because there's like women.
And they're hot and they're jiggly and I was thinking, I work with a lot of lesbians and we were checking the same chick. I was like, you see that ass? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, we were like this. We did the same thing.
We're not hot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, don't be doing that. But a lot of them were, and I was like, I'm glad I joined this lesbian volleyball situation because all it is like a bunch of us drinking beer. Which I don't really drink beer, but I was like, I'm here for this.
And punishing balls. It's just anti-men. It's anti-men, damn it.
We just get to smack some balls around and watch each other bouncing around in bathing suit tops.
Jesus.
Shit.
That's terrible.
I was like, that was a great couple of summers.
You did that for multiple summers. Wow. Do you do anything like camping or anything or?
Oh, I camp all of the time. My dog is into it.
Now, do you do like kind of? I saw you do some guitar stuff.
Yeah, I play the guitar. I've been doing that for a while.
You want anything you want to plug or anything? Any kind of Instagram or website or musical stuff?
No,
you just do it for fun?
Time for that shit. Yeah, I used to play and sing in front of people.
Why don't you do that anymore?
I don't know. I don't have time for it. But I used
to go
along. Yeah. I would do things where like to raise money for different things. Mostly, I was 17, 18, 19, things like that. And I was in, if you can believe this, the Feminist Majority Leadership Alliance. And we raised money for like women's issues like RAIN.
RAIN, what's that?
It's a rape awareness thing. And they do things like counseling and things like that.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
For,
yeah.
That sort of thing. And then there was a benefit show for missing and murdered Native American women.
That's an issue. That's
an issue.
That's a big issue. Yeah,
that really
pisses me off because people don't give a fuck. They don't talk about that shit, and it's like, oh, it's just Native. Like these are fucking girls missing.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the African little girls getting fucking killed and raped and shit by fucking warlords, and just it's like they're fucking kids. That's fucking disgusting,
and nobody gives a shit because they're
It's not sexy in the media. It's like then we'll give us clicks.
Yeah, and they're going missing because they, the federal versus the reservation.
I heard a lot of the oil pipe guys or loggers kind of fuck with the women because it's like there's a lot of dudes out there and there's a lot of women that just like go nab them up and shit because they're out there in the wilderness for like months and shit.
Yeah.
And I heard that happens. Have you ever seen that movie? Fuck. Um, Damn it, I can't think of the name. Something River. Something River.
Oh yeah.
What about a Native American girl who
Oh
got
shit.
murdered? And
Yeah. God, I can't think
I
of it.
remember he shot the dude. And he's like, just like she did. She ran across the snow.
Yeah, I think that's a true, based on a true
Is
story.
it? That was a
Yeah.
good fucking movie. That movie made me legit cry. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I
God,
cried,
man.
bitches. I said it.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
for
that made
you.
me emotional. Like that pissed me off. Like, damn.
Gotta get it out.
Yeah.
I like watch or read or do stuff that or
I don't
think
cry
about
often, but that shit fuck with
plastic in
me.
the ocean just to cry on purpose. I have trouble crying. You know,
I did that when
I
I was
think about
younger.
plastic.
No, I did that younger. I did that. I made myself cry. I wouldn't be sad about it, but I tried to think of something real sad to filter the shit out to like clean out your system. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
it
and I
starts
felt
to.
better. But it wasn't like I was. But I did that shit. I was younger. I used to make myself cry like every few months for like
Yeah,
20 minutes straight, and then I'm like, okay, I feel better. Like I felt good, but I wasn't like sad.
yeah.
I
I
like
gotta
it's
get
like a
this shit out.
it's kind of like self maintenance, like Pornhub. Okay, I like on my feet, feel
Yeah,
better.
right.
Feel I
Yeah,
don't know.
gotta get that shit out too.
I don't like to keep that shit bottled up. Then I'm like, I'm on top of the Sears Tower with the sniper rifle. Fuck everybody! Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, you can't just shit. Bottle up all the things. You gotta do that self-care on like all the ends.
Self-care. That's a millennial word. I'm doing me.
I mean,
you're older, but you got a daughter. So how do you feel about this whole phase thing? And you know, oh my god, you don't know about that?
The what phase?
Hoe phase.
Hoe phase.
In the hot girl summer.
What does that mean?
Oh my god. Okay.
Tell me, because I need to know these things.
Yes. So this hoe phase is what a lot of young ladies partake in. Where they just like fuck everything under the sun, and then I'm gonna do that. So then when I'm done with it, now I'm gonna go get a husband or I'm gonna go get a boyfriend, but I'm gonna like do that for like, you know, from 18 to like maybe 22, 23, I'm just gonna fuck everything. That's my hoe phase. And then I'm born again virgin. It's called hoe phase. Or hot girl summer is like when they're just gonna go fucking buck wild. When they go out somewhere like, I'm finna fuck so many dicks. I'm gonna like they go crazy. Hot girl summers, yeah. So be careful.
I had like the lesbian version of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, be careful because it's
24 and 27.
Yeah, that's a little later, but they just be careful. Yeah, girls are savages now. The body counts are crazy nowadays.
I think my daughter.
Like, how old are you? 19? How many? What's your body count? Oh, 25. 25? God damn, girl, you're only 19. Yeah. Body counts are crazy nowadays. So
that's so low for me.
19, 25?
Well,
no, but you're older.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, you believe in
she
sex
can
positivity.
Do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
saying just be cautious.
She's safe about it. Do what you want.
Here's because teenagers are gonna have sex, but I say, you know, yeah, promote know, condoms and birth control.
I tell her all the time, like, be sex, be sex positive. Do what you want. It's your body. It's your choice. But don't, here are all the risks to that.
I like what you said because I was about to get on that ass, but you said here's the risk behind that because you can have a free choice, but you're not free from consequences.
Yeah, no, there are consequences. Here's all the risks. Here, well, this is the deal with HPV. I'll get you the vaccination for that, but it's covering you for all the things you can get cervical cancer. And let me tell you about cervical cancer, HPV, and how that turns out, and like you can get this and that, and like this is all the things. But go have fun with that. So let me tell you about gonorrhea.
Oh.
I've never had any of that, but like I had my hoe phase, but I'm
100% baby, nothing ever happened, but knocking on wood.
Yeah, I've always been careful, and also like lesbians, right? Am I right?
I mean, lesbians can get stuff.
No, you can, but
you use a bad strap, and it's like, what's this on here?
You never know. Have you boiled this shit?
That's true.
Okay.
I used to sell those at a sex shop, so yeah.
You gotta boil that. There's special washes and stuff. I mean, come on. Don't be dumb. If you use the condom on that thing too.
There you go.
You can't just throw it in any old drawer.
This has been one hell of an interview. Let's just end it in a little bit.
On that note, okay.
I don't know if okay, it's been, I was like, okay, good. So pissed off. It hasn't been recording the whole time.
Oh, I've seen us recording.
Yeah, I was like, no. Yeah. We'll have to do this again though. This is fun. Yeah. Do you have anything to plug or anything? That's all I always tell all my guests. Any kind of websites, Instagrams, any kind of charities or anything, or business, whatever?
I am always about the charity endthebacklog.org.
Okay.
You can donate to that, and it ends the backlog of rape kits. A lot of states have it, and cities.
I heard about that in New York. That happened. I heard that happened in Dallas too. It's fucking gross. We're like, we need more space. Let's kick all these shit out. Well, fuck it. Like, hire one guy or one girl to do cold case and just fucking go back and do it. I mean, damn, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have funding. They don't test rape kits.
See, this is what I'm talking about. They have funding for all this other bullshit, right? But they don't have funding for the shit that they should have funding for. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, a lot of
speaking for the Black community, you know what they should do? They should have the military come in and paint fences and fix like potholes and shit in cities, make inner cities look nice and look fucking safe, and then people will fucking come back with businesses and shit. Kids can go out there and play sports. Let the military do that shit instead of let them do something positive. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Yeah.
Instead of just occupying shit. Yeah.
I would, if I was military, they could do that shit. It's better than them fighting. I said like I'd rather paint fences than be fucking dodging fucking bullet fire.
Yeah, do something productive for people here in this country here instead of destructive, you know? So we could do things for the community, like actually test rape kits and take care of the women here, take care of the communities, like you're saying, take care of fix the streets, bring business and things that where people will want to pay their tax dollars. Yeah. There will want to, contribute to the local economy, that sort of thing. This is ridiculous. It should be building infrastructure and taking care of people here. It's ridiculous. There are also all kinds of charities and things that help fund local sort of like searches in the reservations who are looking for justice for missing and murdered women, Native women. Yeah. So there's tons of things you can look up for that. I can't think of what they are. There's a lot of them. People should be aware of that. Once you're aware of it, you start looking it up. You just get really righteous indignation about it. It's really underappreciated people.
Any other plugs you need?
No, I can't think of anything right now.
All right. Well,
just care about people, love people, and use things.
She is
the other way around.
How did I get this right? Feminist, queer, Latinx. I think I got it. Yeah, got it.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's love is a verb 1221.
Okay.
That's fine. Follow me there if you want.
And also a little wink. Okay. Cheesing for the camera. And are you gonna put any music out?
No, I don't really do that. I mean, if I'm on Instagram playing the guitar.
Just saying, might buy your stuff.
You can buy my stuff. I don't know.
Like
You get it for
High
free.
music.
You can get it for free.
Hippies.
Trust
My goodness.
me. My love is free.
Don't say that on the internet. She does not have an OnlyFans, okay, guys? Calm down. Jesus.
Maybe I should.
Oh, my God. She's sex positive. I forgot about that. Oy, oy, oy. All right.
I'm kidding. God.
All right. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Yeah, it's an interview. Just talk about stuff. That's why I said we don't have an episode. We just talk about stuff. So,
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll come back and chop up some more.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Peace.
Thanks. Take care.